Welcome, I congratulate you on the release of the long-awaited chapter. If you thought chapter 257 with Yuji's 7 black flashes was crazy, this one will be on another level. Today, I was lucky enough to find pages in the best resolution for you, so sit back, fasten your seatbelts, and let's start reviewing chapter 264 of Jujutsu Kaisen. As always, the chapter continues where the previous one left off. On the first page, there are 4 large panels with the faces of Angel, Sukuna, Tada, and Yuji reacting to the appearance of Jacob's ladder. Seizing the moment, the two-faced one punches the ground, sending debris into the sky, and he literally parkours up the stones towards Angel. It seems like he doesn't care about this ladder at all. Last time, he was nearly crushed, but here he is, effortlessly jumping up. I assume this is because Angel has one arm, making the technique half as strong. However, the narrator informs us that this Jacob's ladder is much larger than the one Yuta used on Sukuna because there he utilized the guaranteed hit effect of his domain, while this Jacob's ladder is so immense that it affects both Yuji and Tada. The rules are different this time, but it confirms that Hana's Jacob's ladder can indeed hit anyone in the series. We were under the impression it only harmed the wicked, based on her and Angel's dialogue throughout the series, but it seems it works on anyone at the moment. Sukuna manages to climb the ladder, and Angel warns Hana to leave and retreat, but Sukuna is already behind her and ready to attack. He says Hana's Jacob's ladder isn't as powerful as last time they fought, then declares to Angel that before he separates from Megumi, he will take her life. He directly tells Angel that the power of their Jacob's ladder has decreased because Hana lost her arm, making her weaker. Since she and Angel coexist directly, sharing the body all the time, they lack the physical endurance of a spellcaster. I don't fully understand, but we might understand better when translations come out. Essentially, Sukuna says they can't use cursed energy reinforcement or something similar. The two-faced one quickly closes in to deliver a black flash to Angel, but at the last moment, the best character in JJK, Aoi Todao, appears and takes the hit. He is knocked back by Sukuna's black flash, and both he and Angel are sent flying. They literally crash through a building and lie in the ruins. Sukuna acknowledges Tada as an exceptional shaman, impressed that Tada even managed to appear at such a moment. With Angel out of commission, the two-faced one decides to finish him off later. Now, his anxious gaze is fixed on another monster who has been following him all this time, Yuji Itadori. Using the already laid path, he appears behind Sukuna just as the latter's effect is ending. The two-faced one is surprised that Yuji, despite the technique's effect, kept climbing through the pain all this time. In an instant, Yuji delivers a powerful right punch, but without a flash. Without stopping, he grabs Sukuna by the legs and throws him into a building with all his might. Sukuna crashes through several floors. When Sukuna slips out of the building, Yuji attacks him again, trying to disrupt Sukuna's balance using his sanctuary technique, but the two-faced one manages to push Yuji back, his remaining arms restored. The narrator says that after delivering 2 additional black flashes, the King of Curses finally restores his RCT. I started to worry that this might be the end for our heroes. With Sukuna finally having 4 arms again, he grabs Yuji by the face and pummels him, beating him half to death, then knees him at the end of his combo. It's also worth noting that Sukuna has his mouth back, like a stomach mouth, probably chanting spells while beating Yuji, making his cursed energy reinforcement even stronger. He also thinks about how Yuji's targeting of the boundary between his soul and Megumi's soul is a deadly attack for him at this moment. However, it's useless if Yuji can't hit him, and with his restored stats, he blitzes Yuji, playing with him, beating him half to death while Yuji tries to use those strikes but misses them all. Then we flash back to the scene where Gojo and Yuji are in the Jujutsu domain, and Gojo uses it as a teaching moment for Yuji, explaining domain expansions. He says they are the pinnacle of Jujutsu and consume a ton of cursed energy. They also give you a general stat boost, and, oh yeah, one more thing, you also get the guarantee hit effect of your technique. We see Yuji using domain expansion, no joke. We've been waiting for this. Yuji actually performs a domain expansion. We observe Sukuna's two-handed seal, but Itadori has only one finger there, and what does that symbolism mean? I think it's another reference to Buddhism, which Gij Akutami loves. The narrator explains that Yuji already learned the basics of barrier techniques through body swapping training with Kusakabe. Sudden darkness. We're back to the present, where Sukuna sits in shock at a station, still in Itadori's body. Yuji approaches him at this station with a wide smile and says something like "Let's go, bro," and Sukuna just looks like what the hell is happening, and the chapter ends. The editor's comment at the end says the decisive battle between these two will take place in unknown territory, and trust me, that unknown territory will be Yuji's domain expansion. Are you kidding? What a cliffhanger! Yuji versus Sukuna one-on-one, what we've been waiting for. People are theorizing it has to do with that memory story happening with Yuji, if you remember the Choso story. It could also be his own version of the airport scene, as we saw with Gojo. Obviously, he's creating his domain expansion intending to use the strikes on Sukuna's soul, but there's just no information. We'll have to wait until next week for answers. By the way, there's no break in Jujutsu Kaisen this time, so just 1 week, thank God. I'm tired of breaks. As expected, this will be the most crucial moment. Yuji is left against Sukuna one-on-one, definitely, no one else can help him. I don't know who could appear. Well, maybe Nobara, but that's it. And Sukuna also restores his reverse curse technique, which isn't just his hands, but also soul boundary regeneration. Honestly, in the next chapters, I expect some kind of memory journey where Yuji somehow hints to Sukuna that he's not that bad or something like that. The most disgraceful thing for the King of Curses would be if Yuji can trap him in his body for the rest of his life. For Yuji, this chapter is the peak of his development. Our boy is truly stepping into the role of the main character. And this domain expansion we've been waiting for throughout the manga, I'm just thrilled. I can't wait for next week to find out more. Guys, share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to not miss anything new.